You know what is cool about me that makes me far more superior and vastly superior than all of you? You know what's cool about me that makes me just such a being of energy? You know what I'm saying? Like that, I'm just massively, like if there was a power level, if you guys had a power level scouter, my level would be through the roof. It would be over 9,000. Why is that, I say? What makes me vastly superior than you? Because I've never worried, or I never swayed, or I never was off the tracks. I've always been dedicated to what I love and adore when it comes to gaming. I've always been like that. I'm not like the Xbox fanboys or a PlayStation fanboy in the aspect as I've always said, yo, Japanese games, Japanese games, Japanese games, Japanese games. If you go back and watch all of my PlayStation bashing videos till now, you can always hear the same template of what I'm asking for. And it's always been the same exact thing every single year. I've never been the type of guy who was like, F that, F the... Imagine that this is what I said. F these shooters. Shooters ain't nothing. Shooters, F these shooters, right? And then as soon as PlayStation got a shooter, I was secretly playing Killzone. You know what I'm saying? Secretly, or even when I seen some type of Killzone gameplay, I was just all excited and jumping for joy and dancing and kicking and screaming. You know? No, you've always seen when they show some type of swanky shooter or some type of janky shooter, I've always extended a long middle finger up the anal canal of Sony. Always done that. Now, when you look at this Xbox fanboys and PlayStation fanboys, it was like we'll talk about Xbox fanboys in a modern time because you guys can relate to today, because when it comes to PlayStation fanboys, we suddenly have a amnesia. You know what I mean? We forget about, I don't, come on, Zubby, come on, really? Come on, I've always been dedicated to playing the Japanese games. And I noticed that Xbox fanboys is all of a sudden getting that amnesia as well. With the Scalebound trailer that was just announced yesterday, and it looks amazing. Applaud. I have a live reaction video coming out. But I got to do that when I get home because it's very long and it's going to take a very long time. But I'll be home very shortly and the video should be up tonight. But as soon as the Scalebound came out, all of a sudden Xbox fanboys were, you know, getting down and you know what I mean, and whipping and doing all this other stuff when Scalebound was released. And I told you, mother suckers, I told you they had their sites locked and loaded on Scalebound. I told y'all. I told you, mother suckers, yo. And I knew it was going to be amnesia all of a sudden when you started seeing the greatness of Scalebound. I knew it was going to become like, oh man, Japanese games are all right. Or look at this. They hate Japanese games. They hate it from the Zaires to the crap gamers to you know, it's funny how they, I'm not taking shots as they are a crap gamer. I'm just saying how they instantly turn their backs on them. Because that's a very offensive to say they. What if somebody on the PlayStation community was like, well, Zobi likes Japanese games. What I personally, you know what I'm saying? Well, and it's like, you know, but PlayStation fanboys can't say that because when the Dragon Quests are being announced, when the Final Fantasy 7s are being announced, and the Shenmue 3s are being announced, you can't look like a hypocrite now. Because you guys were getting down and doing the nay-nay just like me. And they're awesome, amazing games. Japanese games have always been awesome, amazing games. But I remember, I swear, when it was Japanese game, when Japan didn't support the Xbox, it was literally an all-out smorgasbord of just hate Japan. If this is about America, this isn't the 90s anymore, there's American games, why can't we get Dragon Quest? And it's like, as soon as Scalebound was launched, all of a sudden, mother suckers had on robes. They were taking off their shoes before they stepped into the house. They were speaking Japanese all of a sudden. It's funny. They want to know my opinion on what I thought of the game all of a sudden. And it's like, man, you know, I mean, it's cool to be set, dedicated, locked in, and being the person who has spear drive this Japanese wave that you see today. You would never, ever see Zobi70 say, F first-person shooters, just like how the Xbox fanboy was named F Japanese games, and it turned right back around, and then as soon as some type of schwanky new shooter came out, I was going to be like, oh yeah, take that Xbox fanboys, F you Xbox fanboys, what are your thoughts, Xbox fanboys, we got this Xbox fanboys. Like, please, no. I'll be right along with the Xbox fanboys destroying that first-person shooter as a cohesive unit. Anyway, man, I just wanted to waste your time on that. We're here for the Final Fantasy 15 trailer. I gotta admit, I'm not excited for Final Fantasy 15 at all. It's not even on my top 10 list of most anticipated games. When I played the demo, I was excited that I was actually getting a chance to play the demo after the 8 years or so that it was announced. It was originally called Final Fantasy 13 Versus. Then they changed it to Final Fantasy 15. I got to be honest with you, I'm not excited. Really not excited. I know Square Enix. I know Final Fantasy when it comes to their franchises. Unlike Dragon Quest, they're looking to sell out and cater to the mass audience. Cater to a mass audience that doesn't really want to buy their game in the first place. Catering to an audience that won't even play their games. They've always been like that. They've always been looking for a way to sell out. They've always been looking for a way to boost the graphics graphically. One of the things that I did, you know, I was just saying this the other day on the Dragon Quest video on how, you know, Xbox fanboys or PlayStation dude bros will look at these games and say, look how graphically amazing this looks. You know what I'm saying? But once you set your eyes on those graphics, they automatically become old. And then next week, a new game is coming to outdo those graphics. And then yet, as soon as the graphics disappear, you're stuck with a mediocre game. And I kind of found that the Final Fantasy gameplay demo was very, very, very mediocre. Very mediocre. Yes, it was a beautiful game. All the glitz and the glamour, and you can take pictures and you put it on your PlayStation Share, and it looks amazing. But I thought when it came down to just pure, raw, addictive, attacking my OCD type of gameplay, it just wasn't there. Just wasn't there. Anyway, Square Enix has promised us a trailer to tell us to get hyped for Gamescom. We got a trailer for you. Hopefully this trailer can turn me around and make me say, you know what, Final Fantasy 15 is going to be in my top 10 most recommended games of 2016 or 17. All in all, what I see of Final Fantasy 15 as an RPG purist, if it wasn't a Final Fantasy 15 name on there, I believe it would get the hype because dude, graphics, but I think it wouldn't be a big deal. I think we would look at it graphically. A lot of the PlayStation dude bros and the Xbox fanboys will look at the graphics and say, but I don't think it would touch the test of time. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this bad boy. "15 years ago," and that was 15 years ago is when we last seen Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 13 Versus. "Fate would fall to the father of son of Lucas." I think this is the same world as Final Fantasy 12. Huh? Huh? There's a woman beater. He's a woman beater, but it's cool because it's Japanese. "As the stars chose the sun to be their light." Huh? 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 Kate Sip is back. Those little... That's a Final Fantasy thing right there. Let you know it's Final Fantasy. The father could but hold him in the morn of his destiny. Kidoid. Dweeb. Huh? Seems to be resting on somebody's back or shoulder. Yeah, he's sleeping on a man's chest. He's looking at the child. Hope he's not catching an erection. Okay. Graphically, it looks good. But I want to see some gameplay, baby. Is that the main character? He's been wearing hoodies since then. And what's funny is that they get on black culture for wearing hoodies, but it's cool when Japan does it. Huh? He puts his face away. He's a perv. "I will be with you." He's crying. Always. No man should cry. I don't believe that. It's got the sword. The sword of honor. Okay. It's like summons in the like titans in the background. Now the sun rises, the dawn of a new king. I guess we're not getting any combat. Pre-order now at Amazon. Yeah, you know, no gameplay, no nothing, and the only reason they're able to get away with that is because the Final Fantasy name. If this was anything else, I'd have been totally pissed off. I'm pissed off now. Like I said, man, I'm not really excited for this game. Am I going to pick it up? Of course. Of course I'm going to pick it up, but it's not on my most anticipated list. If it came out, if they would extend it for 3 years or so, I just wouldn't care. Just wouldn't give a damn. I'm tired of Final Fantasy. They want to drastically change Final Fantasy VII HD remake. I'm tired. I'm done. Square Enix, I like your other games from Dragon Quest. Bring that fighting game, the Dissidia, the arcade game. Bring that to us. I rock with a couple of other games, but I think I'm done with Final Fantasy, man. They really haven't. It's you know, what have you done for me lately, Final Fantasy? There's a Final Fantasy 12 remake coming, which is awesome. Stupid, man.